and glad we won.
Hey, Tom, you guys are obviously still trying to develop whatever identity your offense might be as you go towards the postseason. Do you feel as if today was maybe an indication of where you're headed with the amount of production you had on the ground?
That was huge for us. Obviously when we can do that, it's going to make things a lot easier on everyone. The line really took the physical challenge to heart, and we outgained them by a bunch of yards in the run game. And whatever it takes on a week-to-week basis, I think that's what we got to do.
So maybe the notion of identity is mis or overused, and it's just whatever it takes is probably more close to the identity.
This time of year, I think whatever it takes to win, that's what you got to do. And we did a great job in the run game, and that was great to dominate the all the way around. We stopped them in the run game too, and made it tough on them.
Tom, is it safe to say that first half the passing game was still struggling to find its rhythm? I mean, is that safe to say from your perspective?
Yeah, we didn't have our best day in the pass game, but we won, so I think everyone's feeling pretty good about winning.
Tom up here. Obviously 10th straight AFC title, or AFC East title, sorry, and kind of took a little longer than you might have liked, 3 chances. What was the struggle like for this one in comparison to the last 9 at this point? Where does it kind of rank in your career?
I think they're all pretty tough, and I think we just have grinded it out. And I think part of playing in the NFL is you over the course of 16 weeks you see how things shake out, not after September or October, November. It's really after the end of December, and we still got one hugely important game left, and we need to finish strong.
Tom, were you surprised when you were taken out of the game with 6.5 minutes left?
No.
And how are you feeling physically at this point in the season?
I feel great. I feel 100%.
Tom, the 2 interceptions, obviously frustrating as they were. How big is it with the defense only holding Buffalo to 3 points?
Yeah, defense played so great. Held them. They, have moved the ball pretty well at times too this year, and I thought our defense played great on third down, stopped them in the run game, and got us a bunch of turnovers too.
Tom, 2 quick things. No injury on being taken out 6:38.
No, I'm not injured.
Okay, yeah, and also when Julian makes that play, and then on the ensuing possession, Malcolm runs down and recovers the fumble after the forced fumble. Those are kind of plays that can trigger you guys and maybe get a spark to, renew your commitment to getting the big picture.
Those are big plays, and I think we're going to need those. And 4th down play for a touchdown, and played well there in the 4th quarter, and I thought our defense did a great job. Really keeping their offense from scoring up until the very end. So, it's a lot of critical plays, a lot of timely plays, and it was good to get the win.
Tom, the Texans lose. Now you have first-round bye in your control, your own destiny. You control that. How big is that, knowing that you go into next week's game with a chance to clinch a first-round bye?
Well, it's hugely important to finish strong, and we got a great opportunity, and we're playing against a team we know pretty well, but they played really well today, and it's going to be a tough game. So get our minds right for a very important game that's huge for us, and I'm sure they're going to play hard, and we got to grind it out and figure out how to win.
Tom, obviously 10th straight AFC East title. At your age, how much do you have to just remember not to take this for granted, the success? I know some of the fans have been critical these past couple of weeks, but it is another AFC East title, and Buffalo hasn't won one in maybe 25 years. How special does it feel?
Yeah, I certainly don't take it for granted. I mean, I know how hard it is, and I just have a great deal of appreciation for my teammates and coaches that work extremely hard to put us in a position to do a great job. And I think when you have a lot of perspective, and like I certainly do, I realize that it's an incredibly difficult thing to do, and I'm just very grateful. So thank you guys.
On the other side of this break, anytime we go to a poll question, should the Patriots run more than pass going forward as they head into the playoffs? Yes or no, I'm not a vote. We got more right after this. Comcast Sports. There's House B. House. Oh. Oh, shit, I don't know. Off the top of my head. I don't know his channels. I'm in fifth quarter, so I can't look either. Hang on, I'll call you right back. It's okay? What channel is Comcast Sports Comcast? Got a game. How about Julian Edelman touchdown? 10 plays, 88 yards, took him 5 minutes and 1 second. Kelly, 2 yards. Showing again for 9. Burkhead. He runs on road. Brady to Burkhead for 25 yards. And then Brady to Edelman. 32-yard touchdown strike. Guy just wouldn't roll down. Stop going. Another. Just raise your hand if you want to ask questions. We'll pass the mic to you. It's white. Raise your hand. We'll pass the mic to you.
Shot group today, huh? Talk about that 27-yard scamper, and you're a guy that hasn't had a bunch of carries. Rex is back, and it's eased the workload on you. But it seems like you got the fresh legs, and you're ready to go at the critical time right now.
I mean, for any of us, we just try to make the most of the opportunities that we get, and it's a great play call. CP was having a lot of success on the fly sweeps and stuff, so it kind of gets the defense displaced, and offensive line did a great job blocking, and just try to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, leaving the effort at the 2-yard line, did you know that Hyde was going to go high and your ability to keep your feet in bounds?
Yeah, just kind of dive without reaching the ball out is something that I'm used to doing. Just trying to fight to get in the end zone.
James, this team has for a number of years leaned on Tom Brady and his arm. How nice was it for you guys today to be able to use the running game and maybe take a little bit of the pressure off him, especially against the Bills, who have the best pass defense in the NFL?
Oh, they have a good defense over there, and it's always tough every time we play them. The offensive line, it starts with them, and they did a great job today of being physical. The tight ends, receivers, it's not easy, as much as we ran the ball today to, keep doing the right thing, keep being physical for that many plays. But they did it. We had a lot of rushing yards. Sony ran hard, Rex ran hard, and I tried to run hard when I got the ball, and it's just a great team effort.
James, in addition to the offensive line, we know what James Devlin has meant, but what about the return?
Can't forget JD, too. I'm sorry about that, JD.
What about the return of Dwayne Allen as well, and his role today in particular at the tight end position?
Dwayne's awesome. He's also one of the guys similar to James Devlin. I mean, he might not touch the ball a lot, but when he's out there, he's blocking, trying to block hard defensive ends. It's tough to block defense in this league, especially as a tight end, and he does a great job of it. He fights, and he's willing to work, and he's just a great team player.
James, we've heard the cliche so many times, you've got to have a running attack come playoff time. Was there an attitude, especially in that first half, we're going to run the ball, even though Buffalo's got a great front?
I think it's always an attitude for us. When we run the ball successfully, it opens everything else up. So you always want to get the running game established, and we had a lot of success from the beginning of the game, and we just kind of kept it going. And you just want to be tough and physical. And like I said, the offensive line did a great job of setting the tone.
Can I follow up real quick, James? Houston lost, so you have control of your own fate into the last weekend of the year for a first-round bye. How big is that to know that if you win next week at home against the Jets, you've got that wrapped up?
You just got to prepare hard and beat a tough division opponent. And I mean, even whatever their record is, it's always tough every time we play those guys. So definitely can't take the game for granted. Got to go out there, have a good week of practice, and just play hard for 4 quarters. Obviously, it was still sloppy out there today for us. And we know we got to be better. We still have a lot to improve on, so I think that's enough, motivation for us in itself.
going to go to break because we're going to break our poll question again. Yes. As the Patriots move forward, will they continue to run more than pass, or should they? Yes or no? Log on to CBSSponsorSports.com and vote. We'll be back with more right after this. Have a good one. Hey, Jackie, can you hear me? They're going to feed Jason McCourty right now. Okay, he's here, never wanted him. I'm pretty excited. Okay. You feed it now, yeah? Yeah, we're feeding it now. Good. Yeah. Yeah. You be my guy. What was the total yardage for the pass?
Last time I looked, it was 250.
I think it was more than that. 279, Bobby? 273. I thought it was more. 273. 273? Oh, yeah. 273? Well, you are the man. You are the man. What's that? Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Steve, what's the most? 270.
I think Devin's probably next.
Oh, Devin's next. Okay.
It's Devin the coach.
Okay. Add t-shirt things. These are t-shirts. Right? 47 for 273.
Hey, Vinny, just got five. Are you able to change the way 1 second to 2 seconds? So you did try that. All right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No. Because he's coming out any second. So I'll just, once I get this stuff, I'll just get it back. I mean, it's not like critical. You just want to get it back there. All right, thanks.
So you didn't see the end of the game, right?
Hey, Devin. Talk about defensive effort today, especially in the first half and then throughout the rest of the game.
I think as a defense, we've just been building, just trying to get better each week. I think we hit our keys today. We talked a lot about the running game, and Whenever you got to face a guy like McCoy, and then especially with Josh Allen, what he's been able to do in his first career in the NFL, I thought we did a good job of coming out and not letting the run game get us, and then handling the different shot plays. So it was a good effort from us defensively. And as always, when we get turnovers, that helps us out a lot.
Steve Burton?
I got to ask you about your brother Jason. We're going to put him on TV in just a second, but how happy are you for him finally getting a win? You're the reason why he's here to begin with, and how happy are you for your brother?
I'm ecstatic, man. We've been telling him for 3 weeks now that we're going to try to get him a hat and T-shirt. So I was happy it came through, and then he played great today. Interception, forced fumble, down by the end zone. Really 2 key plays that helped us win the game. So he's been just a consummate pro all year, leading the rookies between JC and Keon and Duke and helping those guys out, being a leader on the field defensively when it comes to communication. Everyone could feel just, I think his career, what he's been through, what he's learned. He kind of pours that out on us daily. So it's been a pleasure having him in the locker room.
Devin up here. Was there any brotherly ribbon going on? I mean, you've kind of been here, done that with the AFC's title. It's his first divisional title. What was that like when that finally kind of came through?
No, I mean, I think you guys see it. This is, my 9th one, but you go down to Miami, you got a chance to win a hat and T-shirt, you lose on the last play. You go to Pittsburgh, got a chance to do it, you lose on the last play of the game really again. So we never take it for granted. It's hard to win these division championships. It's hard to win games period in the NFL. So as much as I want to make fun of them, we are all a part of the journey this year and know how hard it is to go out and win these games. And it's just been a lot of fun with this group of guys.
Huge eruption in the locker room when the field goal from Philadelphia is made. How important does next week now become, because now you've moved up to that 2nd seed?
It's good. I think that's a part of it. That's definitely important. But I think this time of the year, just playing good football. We always talk about playing well in December and winning games. And coming off 2 games we lost, we want to put 2 good games back to back and see where that takes us. I think Bill told us last week, we come in, it's up to us. How we play determines our future. How many games we have left in our season, we're guaranteed 1. Play well, we'll have another. If we don't, that'll be it. So I think guys realize that, and we know this time of the year, every time we take the field, practice or games, we need to put our best out there if we want to keep playing.
Devin, how important is it to have the 2 kind of qualities you want to see in playoff football exhibit themselves today? Good defense and a good running attack.
It's huge. I think the hard thing in the NFL is you got to do it week in and week out. It doesn't just carry over if you do it 1 week, but that's the style we want. Bill always talks about a tough team that's stopping the run and running the football and covering kicks, and we did that today. And then you add in Jules' big return on punt return. So guys are really working their butts off. We're trying to put our best foot forward each week, and it's been starting on Wednesday in practice. And I think we just got to continue that kind of blueprint and way we've been working for the rest of this year.
Devin, once again, we saw a mix of that playground defense, as it used to be called, with 1 down lineman, or in one case, I think, no down lineman. As confusing as it is for the offense, what does it take as a defensive play caller or someone who's one of the quarterbacks of the defense to make sure that everybody's on the same page in that situation?
I think it comes a lot from us studying and talking, studying together and then talking about different looks. If we get a very vanilla 2x2 or 3x1, we're set. But, whether it's someone watching film on their own or watching something in meetings, guys will come hey, did you see this play? What do we want to do here? And I think that constant communication in the meeting rooms and the locker room helps us. It helps us prepare for what we might get. And then the things we've seen throughout the season, that experience carries over each week because we know things that have hurt us will keep coming back up, no matter who we play.
Devin, what kind of performance did you see from J.C. Jackson again today? He had another big play on defense. And did you see the interception that he had? And can you speak on the sort of read he made to sort of drop back and drop into another receiver's throwing lane to make that play?
Oh, yeah, he has very good ball awareness. I think the good thing about J.C. is he's very athletic, can play the cornerback position very well, covering guys. But it's been cool to see as a rookie him starting to just learn more concepts, football, the defense, just covering his guy, and he sees his guy in the flat, let me look back at the quarterback, opens up, turns around, makes a great interception. So, you know, between him and Keon, I think the experience that they have gotten throughout the year in practice and in games, you see them growing, you see them getting better, you see them having heightened awareness, and it's been pretty cool as an older guy to see. Thank you.
Should the Patriots run more than pass as they go forward into the playoffs? Yes or no on that? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, really? It's break number 5. Okay, I'm sorry, no. Okay. Yeah. It's the last break. I think there's 6 breaks in all. So after Bill tomorrow, we're going to
Merry Christmas. All right. Well, always, great feeling to win the division, and got to give our players a lot of credit. It's been a tough couple weeks, but they responded with a great week of preparation. Thought we played hard today against Buffalo. That also played tough like they always do. They're a well-coached team, and they really make you work for everything. But in the end, we were able to make enough plays in all three phases of the game. I thought our punt return teams gave us a lot of good field position plays throughout the course of the game. And then, we were able to run the ball fairly consistently, play pretty good defense. So those are all good things. And it's good to win. So, good to know that our season's gonna extend a little bit here. So, good way to celebrate Christmas, and then obviously be ready to go against the Jets. I mean, we know that'll be difficult too. That game will have some important meaning for us and them. So we'll have to, have a good week there. But good to enjoy this one for a day or so.
Coach, could you talk about fourth down play, 5 minutes left in the third quarter? That was a big play offensively.
Yeah, it was one of those. We talked about that going into the game. Those long field goal situations, and it's a tough kick going that way into the lighthouse. You saw what happened on theirs, and I think Steve would have had a good shot to make it, but 4th and 5, we felt like that was, we had a decent chance to pick that up too. So it's a really good tight throw. Tom stuck it in there. Julian ran a good route, got inside, and did a good job of finishing the run. Obviously, kind of got tackled, but spun out of it, kept his balance and scored. But we were looking for the first down there, not the touchdown. So happy to take the touchdown, but it was well executed play, and Julian just made a great run, showed great balance and toughness to finish it. And,
Bill, just wondering why you decided to pull Tom from the game at the point you did. I think there were about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and put Brian in for the final 2 series.
Yeah, because I thought that's the right thing to do.
Is far from your first division title. Looking back at your first ever one as head coach of this team, what stands out, and are you able to be nostalgic about all of this ever?
Yeah, maybe do that at some other time. Right now, I'm really just happy for our team and our players, our coaching staff. They've worked extremely hard. It's been very, challenging season, and we still have a big game left, so we're not done yet here with the regular season. But to be able to win the division is certainly, a goal that we have at the beginning of the year, and so to be able to reach that, I'm really just happy for all the people that have worked so hard to make that happen. And now we got to, press harder and continue to get better and play better and coach better as the season extends here.
Bill, so many times running the ball offensively is an attitude, and from the beginning of the season, it seemed like you've had so many guys step up and contribute. Even since Jeremy Hill went down with an injury, you've had Rex Burkhead and obviously Sony and James. I wondered if you could address how your running game has gotten stronger as the season's gone on.
Yeah, again, that's it's a team effort, and certainly Josh and the offensive coaches, Dante, Ivan. Thought the receivers really blocked well today. Chad, Nick Haley, all those guys do a great job. And our offensive line, tight ends, fullbacks, working together with the backs and their reads. Even some of the receiver running plays, which again involved a lot of receiver perimeter blocking, which is critical to those plays. I thought Julian, Chris, Rob, Dwayne were out there some too. So it's team execution, and that comes from a lot of reps on the practice field. A lot of time spent in the meeting rooms to get those things right, and we had a good day with that today, and that was important for us. And I thought all those guys you mentioned ran hard. The backs ran hard. CP, Phil got on the edge there. Julian ran hard after a couple of catches. So, those guys, if you give them a little bit of space, they can make some yards on their own.
That was kind of what I wanted to ask you about, the receivers and the other people blocking, but also just running 47 times for 273 yards. Was that the plan today, to come in and try to dominate the line of scrimmage and establish the run game today?
Yeah, our goal is always to move the ball and score points. So that's what we try to do. So it's, depends on how they're playing us and whether, we can run it, throw it, whatever it is. If we can move the ball and score points, that's a good thing. Today we were able to get the ball outside to the edge a few times. Then when they took that away, James hit it up inside on the touchdown run there on third down. But sometimes those things are taken away, and you do something else. And so, we don't try to go into the game and say, "This is how many times we're going to run the ball. This is how many times we're going to throw it to this player. This is how many times we're going to throw it to that player." We call our plays, we see what happens, and we try to adjust as the game goes along to do what we think's best. Same thing we do every week.
And speaking of the wide receivers, you might look at the stat sheet and say Hogan and Dorsett didn't have a catch today, but there's a lot more that goes into their game. What do you think of the receivers and their downfield blocking today?
Thought it was good. It was good. A lot of those plays were outside plays. I mean, you and me could have been playing center and guard on some of those plays. It didn't make any difference. The ball was all the way on the edge, and it was the receivers that were, had to do the blocking for CP or Phil.
I don't think
you want plays that ran inside, but I'm saying there was a number of plays where the ball just was at the edge so fast that it was really all about the perimeter blocking. Those guys did a good job. Rob and Dwayne were out there some too. So
I don't think you want me in your interior. But.
Well, I don't think you want to run behind me either. But if the ball gets outside that quickly, it's we could probably hold it for 1/8 of a second.
Bill, congratulations. But the run defense against Miami and Pittsburgh struggled today. There was a big improvement. What do you think accounted for that?
I think again, it's about team defense. One guy can't stop the running game, so it's about everybody. Run force, our ends, our tackles, our linebackers, coordination, communication, playing physical, tackling well. So I think defensively, I thought we, competed well in the running game, competed well in coverage against some big explosive play receivers, and a very athletic quarterback who was hard to rush and contain. But I think we got, some pressure on him without him, killing us on the scrambles. He got out a couple times, but, we hit him a few times too, so it was competitive. But again, it's just all about team defenses. It can't be one guy, it's everybody. And those guys worked really hard this week and, played very competitively tonight.
Bill, the 10th straight division title, the first for J.C. Jackson and Jason McCourty, two guys on the opposite end in terms of experience. Just talk about their contributions today.
Yeah, the catch, Jason's catch on the sideline, the interception was a great play. We all got a good look at that one. It was he timed his jump well. He made a great play on the ball. He got his feet down. It was a wide receiver type of catch. JC has played well for us. Jason's played well. Those guys were in a lot of different roles. We switched some matchups today. Those guys are well prepared, and they're very adaptable to handle different things as we see what our opponent was doing. In this case, Buffalo. They were running a couple different personnel combinations, using 3 receivers, but mixing the receivers up and the location and so forth. So we made some adjustments on that. Those guys handled them well, and thought our secondary played very competitively.
Bill, it looked like Tom had some struggles today, maybe impatience or accuracy issues or whatever. What did you see from him?
Well, I think overall our passing game, will be better, could be better, but we ran the ball well, and that offset it. So, some days it's the running game, some days it's the passing game. So we'll see what happens next week. But I have a lot of confidence in our quarterback, our receivers, our offensive line, our protection. So if we need to throw it, hopefully we'll be able to throw it if we have to. If we need to run it, hopefully we'll be able to run it.
Bill, in terms of special teams play and Ryan Allen and his punting, but also Matthew Slater, this may be a bit redundant, but Matthew downfield to catch those 2 punts inside the 10, but also getting to a kick as well, coming up the middle. We've been accustomed to seeing big plays out of him consistently, but to represent the team the way he does off the field and then lead by example on the field in a game like this, is there anything else that you can say about what you get from him?
Well, again, Matt's been a great player for us and a great leader, a great captain. Again, I've been really fortunate here to have 2 great special teams captains, with Larry Izzo and then with Slate, and Slate's just been tremendous. He's unselfish, and he's a great player that can impact the game in a lot of different ways: coverage, downing, rushing, kicks, matching up on key guys in the return game. So, he's given us a lot of great play. But again, it was a lot of good teamwork today. He and Nate did a good job, I think, of stemming around on the rush. We almost had the first one, and then we came back and ran a similar rush there at the end that he got a piece of. Thought we did ball handling was tough, with the punts into the wind. But when Julian got a clean look at it, and we blocked pretty well on that, got him started. He made a good run there, so we had some good field position plays in the kicking game. But Slade, Ebner, Brandon King didn't play today, but those guys have done a great job for us all year. John Jones, they've all just stepped up and made plays. McClellan in the Miami game, so we hopefully just keep pressing it, and we never know. You rush punt, you really never know who's going to block it. Everybody's got to be ready to go. You might think you know how they're going to protect it, but I'd say more often than not, it usually happens a little bit differently, and you think it will. And so everybody's got to go get off on the ball, take a good angle, and Matt did that and was able to make the play.
Bill, how much was it a challenge this week to come into this game after taking a major personnel loss in the middle of the week like you did with Josh Gordon?
Yeah, well, again, it's the National Football League, so there's teams. Unfortunately, there's an attrition in this league for one reason or another, and when it happens, then it creates opportunities for other people. And again, I think we have a team that has good depth, and we had a lot of players that maybe got a little more opportunity today, and they stepped up and tried to make the most of it. All right, thank you.